Having a culture is an important aspect of a community. It is a built structure that helps the people have a collective identity. But when it comes to an individual level, each person can choose what aspects of culture they can subscribe to and which ones they don't. Since it takes people to ensure the survival of culture, it is always changing and not static, and so are the people. Marriage is a very important and sensitive aspect of the Karamojong culture. But before it happens, courtship comes first. Whereas in other tribes like the Bamasawa or the Baganda, where the parents are actively involved in finding a spouse for their son or daughter, the Karamojong had a different way of going about it. And this depended on which clan one came from.
The Karamojong, those days didn't have this thing of courtship. Like someone sees a woman and goes on studying the person. For them, what they used to do, they go for their dances, call it Edonga in the Karamojong. So just go for their dances. When they reach there, someone tries to find out the girl, which one fits him, or the size. Let me say the same of these days. That is the size of the man. So the man just goes and grabs the woman. After grabbing the woman by force, then the man just takes the woman straight to their home. From their home, the parents had to see the woman, the girl. So after seeing the girl, they go on visiting the parents to the girl. When they visit the parents to the girl, they put this ceremony, the marriage part of the ceremony now.
With courtship here, you cannot discuss and say, you know, we have agreed. No, we don't. You just carry. There's no saying that, let's go, you come and get me in room number plan. No, they don't. The parents know. You just carry. It will show the pride of the girl and your pride, you love the girl. We do that. They will know these guys. So, and that in that time, they will be testing you. We have what's called wrestling. You wrestle with a girl. There are those baby girls that, they had a girl I was engaging who used to bang me in the wall those days, back in the years, in 2007. You cannot take a hand. 2 minutes down. 2 minutes down. I almost gave up. I told her, let's just be friends. Because I will not treat her. She was too strong. When you break the virginity, a man and a woman, you're supposed to stay for about 90 days in the bush. 90 days, nobody knows. None of your parents, none of our parents know that you are there. Both of you, for 90 days, no one knows where you are. You can choose to live from here 30 kilometers until one that lady is pregnant, you bring her back.
Okay, it's okay. Okay, when they meet, the parents meet, they arrange. After arranging, the lady had to stay in the house for 1 full week without coming outside, preparing her for the marriage ceremony. So inside the house, that lady,
No, you can say the word.
Akimiet, for us we call it akimiet.
Akimiet.
Yes, we call it akimiet. They could smear that butter all over the woman, all over the body. like to make the skin. That's what they used to make the skin of the bride, to make her shiny. So on that day, the man had to come with cows, many cows. Many cows. In fact, the number of the family members are the numbers of cows the man had to come for that marriage ceremony. So when they reached there, the man had to chase the woman. When she's the woman, they made the man chase the woman, chasing the woman up to where the woman will reach. If the man catches the woman, then that woman was given to the man. So if they don't catch, then which means that woman is not for the man. If you don't catch that woman, then the woman will be taken away from you. So when you catch the woman, that dowry thing, the cows were given to all members of the family. Each member had to get a cow. I don't know how many members you have, and if there are 100, so there's 100 cows. So each member of the family had to get one cow, one cow, one cow, one cow. After all that, then they declare you married. You go home, married to your wife.
Early marriages is not a new subject among the Karamojong. With government intervention, it is on a decline now. However, it is still being practiced in some parts of Karamoja.
And our ladies used to stay virgins for about 30 years. What has spoiled our culture right now is modernization, where children are forced to come and work in town. When they work in town, they work, you see what people are doing in town. They break their virginities when they're still 15. And that's why we're forced to marry them when they're 13.
So, what was the normal opinion for the girls for marriage?
I think for them they are okay with it because that is what they are told. Okay, that is how their parents have told them. That is how the things have to be done, and they were okay with it.
So now, recently now, do people still do this type of marriage? Are they very often? Or?
No, they are no longer practicing that type of marriage. Because many parents now have taken their children to school. Girls have been taken to school. Those days they used not to take girls to school because they thought girls are just there to cook, marry, produce, just take care, dig, and take care of the cows. But now parents have taken their girls to school. The Karamojong men had that thing of saying that a man is a man. My word is final. So the man would take over of everything. Like he could just sit and wait for the woman to go and dig, look for food, do what, and for him is just there sleeping under the shade, and just sit there waiting for the woman to cook for him. Let me just sit looking for the food, drink, cook, serve him, what. And I don't think that was really right. Maybe it's because the men used to marry young girls and they could treat them how they feel like. They are young and they are saying that he's older than the man. Because you find that a man of maybe 40s, 50s marries a young girl of maybe 13, 14, like that.
The Karamojong will not recognize a marriage if bride price is not paid. And this is not unique to them. A lot of tribes in Uganda and also on the African continent only recognize a marriage after the payment of dowry or bride price. This is usually paid by the man's family. Among the Acholi, 2 cows were traditionally asked for as a requirement for bride price. Among the Toro, 6 cows were requested for. However, among the Karamojong, the requirements is dependent on the family of the bride-to-be. They could ask for as low as 20 cows or as high as 500 cows. To collect the required number of cows, a groom-to-be has to invest in his social networks. That includes his family and friends, who will all contribute towards the bride price.
And here, when we are marrying, marriage is not for only one man. I come, I say, man, these issues have come. These issues have come. So my father has given me 11 cows. The other one gives you 2 cows. The other one gives you 6 goats. The other one gives you 3. The other one gives you 4. The other one gives you another one. So remember, next time it will be someone else. You also have to pay to do that. Yeah. We socialize. We live in harmony. But around dawn, 3 o'clock in the night, you hear the sounds. But those days of guns, you first shoot 3 up. We have come. We have come for our wife. Bring the cows. Now you start giving cows from the grandmother, the grandfather, the father. While following a history of the mother. Was the mother married? That she was married. How many people? You have to give each one a cow, a cow, a cow, a cow, a cow, a cow. Each one has to get it. If you don't have the cows, you start bending low, like the way we are bending low. For us now who have studied, we just say, I don't have cows, but I can take good care of them. But I can give you 12 goats, 1 goat and 1 ram. That is when the wife is about 4 months. When the woman reaches 4 months pregnant, it's once and for all. If you don't do that, you're not called a man.
Among the Karamojong, it is not enough to pay the dowry for only the bride-to-be. Dowry also has to be paid for the children that she and her groom have.
There's different paying of a child, children, and different paying of the mother. Mark these 2 things. There's courtship, there is paying of children. I can easily pay the children, I've not paid for the mother. You can easily come for my wife and I cannot complain. Put that in mind.
So this is paying for the children?
For the children, the one she's producing.
Okay.
I can easily pay for the wife, I've not paid for the children. Which means, another man we admire mostly girl child. We love girl children. I can carry a woman who has 7 children. Whether they're in senior 6, I can pay for her. Because I know I'm going to benefit from it.
In the marriage ceremony we attended, the groom's family had to part with 200 cows, 300 goats, and sheep.
Ask a question.
Yeah, ask her how does she feel about the day.
Konya ipupi yokwa inakwarna nila kara yonga.
She never says.
Ngoiti yonga? She's saying she's so happy. Our parents are getting the dowry.
Ah, that's good.
It's okay. She's saying she's so angry. She has been tired here for a week.
Indeed, she had not eaten for 1 week. Because according to the traditions, when a woman is going to get married, she has to spend 1 week fasting before the day of her wedding.
The woman is carried 1 week, beyond 1 week before the marriage. From that day, no eating. No eating, but she has to sleep with her husband.
Okay. An entire week.
Culture. Until today, when after this ceremony is done, these people, the owners of the husband, has to go with their wife, and is when she'll start eating now.
So in the meantime, she's drinking water.
Only water. That's why she was shivering.
After the dowry was paid to the bride's family, the community officially recognized the couple as married. In Uganda and some other African countries, this traditional marriage is considered the most important ceremony. But how do you know who is married and who is not among the Karamojong? How do you know who is courting and who is not?
Then she's supposed to put on it, I think. Alaga. Then she's supposed to put on a white metal here or red. If she's from a mountainous family clan, she will put on red. If she's from Getait, she'll put on yellow. So they are different. You'll find them putting on red, copper round, white, it has all a meaning. Which means she's booked. If she has only one, she's booked. They've paid around 15 cows or 20. If she's putting on 2 to 3, she's fully married. If she's putting on only beads and with a red one here, they've paid for the kid and they're organizing too. With a stick, which is like this, they're organizing to marry her. You'll realize all this. If she's moving with a stick, which is like this, there are 3 in it, she must have given twins. They're different things. You'll get her moving with that one, with a gourd or a calabash. She has given birth to twins, on which twins there are cultural cultures that are supposed to be performed. And then also, when you are going for a traditional, for courtship, there is a sign that shows you are going for courtship. You're supposed to put on a white feather of an ostrich to show you want to marry. Now everyone will be looking at you. Everybody will be looking at you, will know this one is almost going to marry.
Symbolism does not only convey information related to marriage, the Karamojong use it to convey other non-verbal messages too. For example, a woman with many beads around her neck comes from a wealthy family. A man wearing a particularly shaped ivory ring is an elder, while another ivory-shaped ring could be coming from a family of foreseers or fortune tellers. Other symbols are permanently marked onto the skin in a process called tattooing or scarification. Tattoos placed on different parts of the body will send different types of messages.
This one's, which tattoo here, 1, 2, 3. That one is mixed, Matheniko and the Hik. Those ones we tattoo here, 3 rows. Those are the ones putting on the yellow beads, the yellow bangles. Those ones who tattoo on one side here. Those ones put on a red copper wire. That's you get it.
What?
You get it.
Those are all clans?
Eh?
Are they clans?
Those are all clans. But the men of those days were putting it back here. That is counting the number of men that he has killed. Killed in the war. Puts 2 lines. If he has counted up to 60, those ones puts here.
What do they use? Because that
They use a soft needle. They burn it. They burn it. After burning, they first make you drunk. When they make you drunk, then have you accepted? Yes. Have you accepted it? Are you really a true one? Yes. Yes.
The Karamojong are pastoralists who treasure their cattle and animals very much. Some cattle are even named and songs composed about them.
So in major cases, when you find a Karamojong saying, praising is bull. Praise is in 2 things, whether happiness or annoyance. So he's ready to do anything. He praised that bull. That bull has to listen to adapt into the name. You call Emong Lokorinyang. You find the bull turns the ears and comes over. I remember I used to have a bull called Kedi. It was a bull which had spotted white spots in his stomach. I used to give Magadi a sword, Magadi in my hand. I used not to stress myself when I was plowing. I just put it. Cultivate, be there. Be in the hall, straight. Come here, turn over. You just talk to an animal and animal listens to and comes back. The deity, they raided it, and by that time this moment was at hand. I went and I sold 2 cows and I wanted to buy a gun. Almost wanted to reach Sudan because I wanted to bring my bull back. And each time I grew annoyed, I praised, and I praised when I grew annoyed when I was in jail. I say,
The Karamojong love various aspects of their culture and still practice most of it, and their resistance to change does not mean they're backward. No culture is perfect and they know this. They have already been impacted by some new waves of change. And much as some are resistant to it and others open to it, the culture is and will be subject to the gradual process of change.
Senaki.